Ja, wunderbar. Es geht endlich bei mir los. Ich habe die Kamera schief, ne? Wunderbar. Und welcome zur Xbox Stream. Ich werde die mal hier laufen lassen. So, müsste alles funktionieren. Alles tipptopp. So, bisschen mehr in die Ecke. Ja, ich war essen außerhalb.
US-Canada rating pending to mature 17+. RPM, esrb.org. IARC 18+. It is daytime. A red and white checkered biplane flies over a river.
Was habe ich denn?
The plane
Audio Description. Warte mal. Okay, warte. Nie spoilern. Was denn? Wo haben wir es? Streams da, die haben wir schon vor. Alter. So. Dafür muss ich das mal wegmachen.
Video game releases like
So.
the new Halo. Or if you're out, just to have some fun and cosplay like me.
Tolle Dinge
Was?
kommen und möchte keine Sekunde davon missen.
Deutsche, eine Österreichische.
An die Gamescom, als ich mit meinem Rollstuhlfahrer-Onkel, der ist jetzt schon über 60, den habe ich mitgenommen und der war ganz begeistert von dem Xbox-Stand. Alles war eben ehrlich.
Also,
die
nur Front,
Anspielstationen waren breit
kein
genug
Xbox-Spieler.
für den Rollstuhl. Das Team vor Ort
Ich bin eher
war
für die
klasse.
PCs.
Waren total
PC-Spiele. Ist ja alles auf PC
echt
auch.
supergeil.
Hi, ich bin Nicole alias Niki und es gibt jede Menge Gründe, warum ich die Gamescom liebe. Das fängt mit den Games an, geht über Merch, Loot, übers
Cool, dass da alles
Kostensein und
Deutsche
hinaus
sind.
zu meinen Freunden. Gamescom ist für mich das Event im Jahr, wo ich die meisten meiner, vor allem Halo-Cosplayer-Freunde wieder treffen kann. Wir sind mittlerweile eine doch große Familie und ich freue mich jedes Mal darauf, sie wiederzusehen.
Alles klar. Jetzt haben wir auch ohne diese Stimmen. Ich habe mich auch gefragt, was ist Audio Description? Ja.
Hello, everyone, and
Hello,
welcome to
everyone.
our Gamescom 2021 Xbox stream.
We've got so many great game updates to share with you today. We're talking Age of Empires 4, PsychoNauts 2, and my personal favorite, Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Later on, we'll take an extended look at Forza Horizon 5. There's so much
Ich hoffe,
going
es ist
into
nichts
this, and Playground
Langweiliges,
Games'
dass die nicht
vision
nur
of Mexico
reden.
is muy, muy bonito.
And we'll be getting our first look at the cover car for the game,
Die
Paris.
letzten
I got $5
Stream,
on it, one of those electric
Game
scooters that you see
Events
piled
waren
up on the
irgendwie
sidewalk.
nicht so geil.
Okay, win $5? I guess we're about to find out.
Yes, indeed. Our Xbox Plays team will also chat with devs and deep dive into current and upcoming games all week on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Let's get started with Techland and their upcoming zombie parkour sequel, Dying Light 2: Stay Human.
Hello, I am Timon Smektawa, Dying Light 2 lead game designer, and this is David Lubryka, animation director. Hi. We can't wait until December 7th
Ist
to
leise, ne?
finally give
Oder?
you Dying Light 2 Stay Human, the game we have been working on really hard for the last few
Bei
years.
mir ist es
We're
leise.
hoping the gameplay video you're about to watch will give you a foretaste of parkour and combat systems waiting for you in the game.
And we are just about to enter the city, fighting our way through its brutal and dangerous streets. Though, as you will see in a moment, there are plenty of things you can use to your advantage. So watch closely, look for special combat and parkour moves, and check out how with just a bit of creativity you can combine the two. Ready? Let's go!
Sometimes I wonder what this city looked like before all this.
Welches Spiel geht's jetzt?
Probably like many others. People had their ambitions, plans, lives. Now it's all gone. The virus started it. But it was the people who made the world the way it is. This city.
Ich habe jetzt auch übrigens einen neuen Bildschirm. Ich denke mal, das ist alles
They
besser.
tell me they had a vision.
Ist auf 2K.
They had hope. But soon, one vision broke into many different ones.
Ah, Dying Light, ne? Müsste Dying Light 2 sein, oder?
Instead of fighting together, people stood against each other.
Das kann man selber mal in die Stream
War
reingucken.
broke out.
Was it a little bird with a broken leg?
Hope died.
Ja, ist auf 1044.
Each time we strike down an enemy, we absorb their strength.
Ja, sieht top aus, ja.
But I can't let that happen. At least, not yet. I need the secrets the city holds.
Ja, perfekt, Alter. Qualität ist auch wieder ein bisschen
I have
erhöht.
to pick a side.
The bazaar needs good.
Ich habe mir so einen teuren Bildschirm geholt für 550 von Asus ROG Strix.
I have to make a difference.
Let's check and see.
Also von Asus bin ich mal begeistert. Vor allem das Ding ist voll schwer. Glaubst du, das ist auch noch so dick?
They say that great change is a series of small gestures. How about this series?
Ich habe jetzt aber keine 3 Bildschirme, sondern 2. Weil 3 auch top wären.
Is all hope really gone? We'll see about that.
Well, that was an exciting trip, wasn't it, Timon? Did you notice those bandits in medieval-like armor passing by skyscrapers, banks, and large billboards? That's what we call a modern Dark Ages.
And it's a very unique design, one very important for the plot of Dying Light 2. But there's another thing that stood out to me, all those parkour moves that
Stimmt, ich hab auch
you
hier
and
Weise
your
gemacht.
team has put so much effort into.
Well, all you need is a few thousand of animations, cooperation with professional tracers, mock-up sessions, and invaluable help from David Bell, whose face and moves player will see in the game, by the way.
No, yes, right. And we've got twice the number of parkour moves
Sorry für die
compared
Aussetzer,
to
aber
the
die habe
first
ich
game.
manchmal.
And we are showing some of them in this trailer. The vault kicks being the most important to me personally. It brings a whole new fighting style into the game. The player can stagger an enemy and use them to perform further attacks, for example by rebounding from their bodies, jumping off them onto other foes, and so on.
I think we captured the movement really well and made it quite simple for the players to perform. I can't wait for them to try it out and tell for themselves how much they loved it.
It's definitely going to be useful. The city's buildings are higher than anything we have done before, improving its verticality. Players will need to find a way to reach those tall skyscrapers and other
Destiny 2
challenging spots
Showcase war
too.
auch.
Then it's good we scattered some
Okay.
helpers around,
Bin
like
ich aber nicht so Fan
Paraglider,
von.
which
Deswegen
can
weiß ich auch
support
nichts davon.
players in both parkouring and combat.
Exactly, and it's gonna do great, especially in fights against humans, which are more frequent and important than in Dying Light 1. It's been over 20 years since the events from the first game, so people adjusted. They are much bolder now, at least during the day.
And they are more vicious too.
And I think that's a great summary of this discussion. Pre-order Dying Light 2 and explore its vast, complex world on December 7th. Thanks, David.
Thank you.
Was ist das immer, dieser Aussetzer?
For the first time in the storied history of the franchise, Microsoft
Ich glaub,
Flight
Neues
Simulator
bekommen wir nicht so
launched on a
gesehen.
home console with the release
Ja,
on
ja,
Xbox
morgen
Series X
bestimmt.
and S last month.
Haben ja, glaub ich,
Reviewers and gamers
confirmed.
alike were blown away by how well the stunning visuals and the
Aber
depth
stellt man nicht, dass
of the
so Blockbuster
simulation
wie GTA
translated
6
to
oder
the
sonst was
console,
kommt.
and
Der
that's why
Scrolls oder sonst
I'm
was.
extremely honored to welcome the head of Microsoft Flight Simulator, York Newman, to the stream.
Weil wir
York,
wissen,
thank you for being here.
Rockstar
The last time we met was
kann
at
nicht
the
so viel.
Xbox Game
Können nicht so
Showcase,
viel.
and it was getting ready to come out on consoles. How did that go?
It went great. As you said, the reaction to the Xbox console launch was really just amazing. Both from Xbox gamers and from the press, they've been so gracious with their feedback. I don't know if you know, but Flight Simulator is one of the highest rated games on Xbox this year, which I think is just great validation
Okay, der ist Deutscher.
that the
Hört man schon
translation of
raus,
the
ne?
simulation to the console
George Neumann.
has really worked
Ja, ist
well.
Deutscher.
Our usage numbers are through the roof. We are absolutely shattering franchise records, and I can tell you, there have never been more people playing Flight Simulator than right now. So it's an awesome time.
So,
That is awesome. Congratulations on the launch, really. But
all right.
I want to go to the danger zone. So what's going on with Top Gun?
There's so much going on, Paris. So you and I talked about
So.
Top Gun Maverick earlier.
Flight
The
Simulator.
fans are super excited. They saw the
Ja, gut.
F-18. They
Du
can't
bist der
wait to
Fan
start
von.
flying. And as you know, it comes out later this year as free DLC alongside the movie.
Welche Spiele ich
But as
hoffe,
the
keine
movie is
Ahnung.
still
Ich
under
habe
wraps,
mich nicht
so
so
are
richtig
we, so I can
vorbereitet.
still not tell you that much about it.
Ich glaube, es ist
But
besser
there's
so.
so much else going on
Immer
even before
ohne,
Maverick. So we are continuing to do our monthly big
ohne, soll ich
releases that we've
sagen?
been doing for a long time. And next month, on September 7th, we are launching World Update 6. And this World Update, I mean, at the beginning of the show, if you remember, there was a little red plane flying into Cologne. Well, we did that because World Update 6 updates that region, the region of Gamescom. So Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. And what that means to us is we have new aerial and satellite images. We have a new elevation map that helps us with the mountains. So the Alps actually look awesome now. We have new 3D cities like Frankfurt and Wuppertal in Germany. We have Basel in Switzerland. We have Vienna and Graz in Austria, and those cities look just amazing. They have like 7 centimeters resolution, and it's awesome. But we want to celebrate the entire region. So we picked 100 of the most scenic places, the most famous landmarks, and we call those POIs. And we sort of spread them throughout the simulation. And we also added airports. We did Lübeck and Stuttgart in Germany, and Klagenfurt in Austria, and St. Gallen in Switzerland. And what it ties it all together is missions. We're having new discovery flights, we have new landing challenges, and we have new sort of tours of the country. So they fly you around all the awesome looking places and really celebrate the beauty of this region of Earth. And this is a celebration of DACH, of Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. I'm so happy
mal kurz was zu
to be
trinken
able to
holen.
announce the
Ich bin gleich
date
da.
here at Gamescom.
You know, that is really incredible, all the different regions and everything that you're going to have in the game, and the way that you're going to be able to actually highlight those.
Yeah, I think it's really cool. But you know, for us, it's actually not just the region and the visuals. We talked a lot when you study aviation, when you love aviation like we do. You actually realize that a lot of regions of Earth have a very special relationship with flying, with aviation. Sometimes it's, you know, the first experiments with aircraft, or a famous pilot, or a feat of aviation, or like a local manufacturer. So we thought to ourselves, why do we not use these world updates to celebrate the planes? So we are announcing a new series. We call them Local Legends. And think about that as planes that are locally well known, like in that region, but outside in the world not so much. But why not use the world updates to highlight this, to bring these awesome machines to a
letztes Mal habe ich mir eine
worldwide
Flasche
audience?
aufgemacht.
So for World Update 6,
Flatsch,
we picked
spritzen
a
die
German
alles hier
plane from
voll
the
von
1930s.
Cola.
It's called Junkers U-52.
Junge,
In Germany,
so
it's actually
ekelhaft,
lovingly
alles-
named Tante U,
alles
so Aunt
zugeputzt.
U. And we think of us as sort of a digital preservation. So we really
Weil
want
das
to get
klebt
these
alles, das
planes
sind
to an
nur noch
extreme level
Flecken.
of detail. We're going out of our way to really go deep. So we're doing a full scan. We take full scans of the outside and the inside, as detailed as 1 millimeter, which is as good as you can really do this. And then we're working with, for the Junkers, we worked with Bernd Junkers, who is the grandson of the original creator of the plane, Hugo Junkers, and he's helping us. He had a ton of insight and materials. Then we worked with an organization that is preserving one of the last surviving examples of the Junkers. So they let us scan and take photographs. And then we were lucky that to find a pilot that actually flew one of those planes while it was still
machen wir hier
flying in the
leiser.
real world.
So. Morgen das Programm steht an. Wir schauen Opening Nightlife ab 20 Uhr, 2 Stunden. Da wird es bessere Ankündigungen kommen. Also Spiele, die man nicht kennen, also noch nicht kennen. Spiele für nächstes Jahr und dieses Jahr. Und am Tag danach, also 26. Donnerstag, wird nochmal alles kommen. Wir gucken Beat the Mainstream, davor gucken wir aber Dark Pictures House of Ashes und Age of Empires 4. Wobei Age of Empires 4 genau gleichzeitig mit der Beat-Teste Mainstream gilt. Da werde ich das, glaube ich, dicht machen. Dann gucken wir die Awesome Indies an. Wobei, muss ich gucken, wie lange Beat-Teste geht. Und die Future Games Show. Ja, das ist das Programm zur Gamescom. Ich glaube, Dingens, Ubisoft hat auch nichts gesagt, ne?
Championship Air Race, and we're bringing this to Flight Simulator. So this is the fastest motorsport. This is right down your alley. It's the fastest motorsport on Earth, and I actually brought you a little trailer to look at.
So race, speed. We go into the danger zone, baby. Let's go ahead and show that.
Und Trailer, noch ein. Hat nicht eben ein? Wii Time. Oh. Bis wann geht die Opening? Ne, weiß man nicht, ne? Xbox Stream. Stunde? Play it, der Bonn. 27.8. ist nicht mehr so viel zu sehen. Also nicht so interessantes Call of Duty. New World, World of Tanks, Rise Republic, Forza Horizon 5. Das sind nicht so die krassen. South Dice.
Oh, that is fantastic. And you know I have the need for speed, so I can't wait to get my hands on this and participate in some of these air races.
Awesome, man. We got you covered.
Thank you. If going fast on the ground is more your speed,
Nintendo sagt digitale Messe ab. Also stimmt. Forza Horizon.
Talk with Wasteland 3's game director about the game's next big DLC. But first, if you're an Xbox Game Pass subscriber, we have some great news for you.
So, ihr Game Pass. Gut, da bin ich nicht dabei. Ich kann ja auch wieder lauter machen, ne? Sorry. Geh mal, geh mal, geh mal, geh mal.
Build a weapon that'll turn us into newborns again. Build a weapon, one that blows the world away. Build a rocket that'll come and take away us all. Gonna come back, I am coming back in a day.
Zum 29. geht die Gamescom. Ja, bis zum 27.
Well, they did it.
Ich glaube,
They
Ubisoft
added
hat keinen eigenen
even more
Stream.
games to Game Pass. Let's talk
Wir werden
about
zwar
what's
Spiele
coming
von
up. We're
ihnen
talking
zeigen, aber
Age of
keinen eigenen
Empires 4,
Stream.
the game's creative director, and we're going to see what's next for Sea of Thieves. But now, we've got a new roguelike retro shooter that, in grand retro fashion, sends you plundering through shifting dungeons to defeat a mysterious eldritch terror. Let's dive into the pit.
Kann man da? To the pit. Voll Doom angelehnt. Doom auf Wish bestellt.
Well, I am here with creative director of World's Edge, Adam Eisgreen. And Adam,
Age of
I'm so
Empires
excited
kommt.
to talk Age 4, of course, because you've got something a
Age
little
of
different
Empires
and very
4.
special today.
Hol ich mir.
Yeah, I have. So, you know, so far we've been showing
es ist
everyone
nicht so ein
kind of what
Spiel,
Age looks
wo
like
ich
from in the
sage,
game, you know, when you're playing it. You've gotten to see a lot of footage of that, and we've also shown a little bit
Sons
of
of
our
the Forest
campaigns,
sollte mal kommen, oder?
right, through when
Finde
we
ich.
unveiled the 100 Years War and
So
showed Joan
langsam
of
mal ein
Arc.
Datum.
But we have yet another way in Age of Empires 4 that we're kind of bringing history to life that we haven't talked about yet.
See, you do this to me. You put me in suspense. I want to know more, so let's go with it.
Well,
Let's hear more.
Okay, wait, you get 1 moment of suspense. Okay, that's
Sich
enough.
als
So,
Frau hier alles
what we
wegrasieren.
brought
Selbst
today
ein Mann würde ich das nicht
is,
machen.
we have these wonderful
Ich
little
würde nicht 4
videos that
Seiten
we've
auf 0
created
machen.
that are interspersed amongst the
Junge,
campaign, and they're about 3
das
to
ist viel zu
5 minutes
viel.
each. And we have over an hour of them total, and they're called hands-on histories. And what they are is a great way to like deep dive on certain fun subjects from the cultures we're representing and just from medieval history.
Excellent. Well, I hear you've actually brought one of those segments that you're going to share here for the very first time.
Yes, I have. We are going to show you the segment on one of the most popular units from Age of Empires franchise and a fan favorite, the Trebuchet.
Excellent. Well, this I got to see. Let's take a look.
A counterweight trebuchet was the king
okay, die haben
of
es so
all
getestet,
siege
ne?
engines. A catapult capable of smashing down castle walls from great distances. At Warwick Castle in England, they've built a replica, one of the largest in the world. Originating in 7th century China, by the 13th century, trebuchets had evolved into devastatingly powerful weapons.
Such a simple design, but so effective.
It has several key features. A pivoted arm with a weight at one end, and a sling to hold the projectile at the other. To prime, the 6-ton weight is raised using tread wheels.
So this is one of the wheels, one of two
die denn da
that's
an?
attached to an
Ja, das sieht
axle,
Kokosnuss.
which would lift the counterweight, weighing 6 tons. It's based on muscle power alone. What's essential about launching a projectile as far as possible is making sure that this end of the arm is moving as fast as possible. So once that weight drops, it really sends this point of the arm moving at its highest velocity.
This was done by positioning the pivot close to the counterweight and by launching the projectile from a sling. When released, the sling whips round, vastly increasing the launch speed. Trebuchets were carefully aimed, like modern guns.
In order to weaken the
Ich
castle
würde mich mal
walls or
selber
even breach
reinsetzen. So,
them, they
zack,
had to
flieg
make
ich
sure
weg.
that the projectiles hit the same spot every single time.
For each projectile to follow the same trajectory, they all had to be the same weight and shape. To achieve this, masons used a gauge.
Now I'm going to load this projectile into the sling. Oh, this one must weigh about 25 kilograms, but some projectiles can get up to 150 kilograms. That's the weight of 2 men.
Trebuchets were also used to throw burning tar, beehives, even dead bodies. Anything to cause maximum distress to the enemy.
Do you hear that whoosh?
It was the counterweight trebuchet's lethal combination of power and accuracy that made it the ultimate medieval siege weapon.
Ja gut. Das zeigt mir auch das ganze Spiel.
You know I'm gonna say trebuchet. Don't care, because that is awesome and remarkably unique. Something you don't.
What we're going to do with Age of Empires to you, enthusiastic and there's a phrase called humanized history that I use to kind of describe what we tried to do, which is we tried to like connect past and present, and you can see that kind of in our briefings as well, where we've got like real stuff with like CG kind of
Leute, ich gehe mal kurz auf Toilette. Ich bin sofort wieder da.
We really wanted to do that same thing. So ourselves and Relic partnered with this amazing group in the UK called Lion TV, and they've done production on an amazing amount of shows and documentaries for the BBC and won every award you can imagine for media. And they travel to all of these locations in all these different countries to meet with these subject matter experts and get all of this great footage on how things really worked and how things were made. And it's been delightful to kind of go through that process and, you know, get all these and finally start showing them to everyone.
I love it. Now, you also, of course, you've got a bunch, as you mentioned, of these hands-on history segments. Anything else that you can tell us fans about what we can expect, looking forward to? Any favorites you got coming up?
Oh, well, favorites. Oh, man. Well, I think my personal favorite is one called Medieval Surgery. Okay. And I'm going to let your imagination go with what we might show and what we might talk about in that one.
Yeah.
But the thing I love about them is that they go all over the place. So, you know, we've got ones on warfare and castle building and like how they kept flaming arrows from not going out when she shot them. And but we've also got all of these ones on, you know, like illuminated history and falconing and, you know, like horse taming, armor creation. And there's even one on Mongolian instrumentation, which is really cool because those instruments, we actually use them in the soundtrack for the Mongols when you're playing as them in the campaign, in the game.
I mean, I just love the behemoth amount of history that you guys... Age of Empires, always known for bringing history alive in a completely different way. And I also love to mention this to people, that you and the team do so much research. And it's so great to see this approach being used in a hands-on history kind of segment. But, I mean, what was that approach like to sort of, you know, sell going forward, especially since it's such a unique in-game experience?
Well, the cool thing was it was there from day one. It was one of the things I was really wanted to do, is try to tell these stories in a different way. But I'll tell you, like, full disclosure, it's been insanely nerve-wracking because we're trying something completely different that no one's ever done before in a game, right? We're we're history, but we're a game, but we're teaching you things, but you're having fun. And finding that middle ground has been really challenging. And, you know, every time we've tried to show, we've shown the campaigns or we've shown these hands-on histories, I've been like, oh God, is it gonna work? Like, people are gonna like this? And the great thing is so far, everyone that's really experienced the entire thing put together have just been like, wow, this is great. And it's so different and kind of cool and refreshing. So, so far so good, right? But yeah, it's been a journey, you know, to get all this done and put the whole game together.
Well, I love that you mentioned journey, because we are coming towards the end of this development journey for Age 4. Talk to me about where people can find and learn more about Age of Empires 4. I know they're all chomping at the bit.
Oh, well, you know, October 28th, we are launching the game. You can go to ageofempires.com to learn more about the title. And if you're really, really excited, right now, you can go onto the Microsoft Store or Steam, pre-order the game right now. And of course, we will be there day one, Xbox Game Pass for PC as well. So anyone that's on that can just grab the game and start playing. But
yes, I believe you are a part of something very special.
Yes, so Gamescom opening night live.
Yes.
11 a.m. Pacific time. There might be something Age of Empires related in there, so if you're a fan, you probably should tune in.
Oh, a bit of a tease from Mr. Ice Green.
Maybe.
And I like it very much. Adam, thank you so much for joining us here.
Always a pleasure, Kate.
Always a pleasure. Age of Empires 4 looks fantastic. So I
richtig.
cannot wait. October 28th, neither should
Ah,
you.
ich komm
Now we have
richtig.
tons coming up
Alles
here
klar.
today, including a new update for State of Decay 2
Gut getimed.
and an extended look at Forza Horizon 5 with our friends at Playground Games. But now, let's catch up with Paris, who's gone from flying the skies in Microsoft Flight Sim to a different kind of cloud.
That's right, Kate. Xbox Cloud Gaming is already available on Windows PCs, mobile phones, and tablets. And now, it's coming to Xbox consoles. The future with cloud gaming sounds bright. No waiting to install, no running out of hard drive space, no waiting to patch, and no buying a new console just to play with your friends. See how the vision of cloud gaming will bring people together without barriers.
So when I think about cloud and when I think about gaming, those two things together to me really show you the future where you can pick up something and you could play it anywhere and you could do it quickly.
Cloud gaming is phenomenal. This is pretty great. I mean, that's pretty awesome.
This actually looks so good.
Games are large and you want to keep the ones that you know you love on your hard drive. Xbox Cloud Gaming is about being able to discover the new ones right away. It's super exciting that for our Game Pass Ultimate members, they will get to experience Xbox Cloud Gaming on whatever console they have.
Cloud gaming is really about looking at how people play differently. I know me in particular, sometimes I just have 20 minutes.
It should be as easy as finding the game that you look for on your console and just jumping right in.
We're targeting 1080p at 60 frames per second.
What's crazy about this is like the latency. This is the kind of stuff you need with cloud gaming.
Oh, 60 frames? That's actually very smooth.
The process
Weil ihr
itself
auf
to
dem
get
Rasen
into
mehr.
cloud gaming feels like you're playing on console, right? You go, you find the game you want, you press play.
It's so easy nowadays. You can pick up any device and pretty much play any Xbox game on Game Pass.
Erst zu Sony gibt's auch nichts Neues, obwohl die ganzen Games von denen nach hinten gezogen sind. In den Eventzeiten und so weiter.
I really love the
Das ist
flexibility. It's
mau.
awesome.
Everything that Xbox
Sony
is
ist
doing
mau
right
dieses
now
Jahr,
is
ne?
just getting rid of the limits of having to be on a specific platform or a specific console. Play on PC and mobile, and now on Gen 8.
Yeah, Gen 8 consoles can play Gen 9 content. Isn't that so cool?
With cloud gaming, we have the ability, because you are connecting to consoles that are in our data centers, to allow the Gen 8 customers, the Xbox One customers, to play games that their hardware wouldn't have been able to play without it.
There's so much opportunity when it comes to thinking about how we can make content more readily available and let people play where they want to. Sign me up. I'm ready for cloud gaming right now. Let's do it. When's the release date? When does it release?
August 9th saw the release of the free optimized update for Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice on the Xbox
Ich hab
Series
gedacht,
S and X
Xbox macht
with
so
beautiful and rich visuals thanks to the addition of ray
Präsentation,
tracing and
wo
improved
nur
materials
Spiele geballert werden.
alongside
Zack, zack,
performance
zack, zack,
updates.
zack, zack.
This is the perfect opportunity to
Der zweite Teil
relive
wird nicht
Senua's
schlecht, ja.
journey or experience it for the first time. And if you haven't played this, do yourself a favor, grab a pair of headphones and immerse yourself into this world.
Agreed. Speaking of unique experiences on Game Pass, the Xbox Plays team will be taking a look at some ID at Xbox titles over the next few days, including 12 Minutes and The Big Con.
They're also talking with developers from Halo, the Master Chief Collection, Forza Horizon 5, and Destiny 2. So join the live Q&A to get your burning questions answered.
12
You can
minutes.
catch all of those streams on twitch.tv/Xbox.
Hab ich durch.
Speaking of Forza
Hab ich
Horizon
durch.
5, don't forget our friends at Playground Games will give us an extended look at their
Sonntag
monument to motoring
durchgezogen.
in Mexico later on.
That includes never-before-seen areas of the game map, plus cars that have never been in the Forza franchise before. I've loved everything I've seen of Forza Horizon 5 so far, and I can't wait. Now, Kate, there's more games to check out, right?
Well, right you are, Paris. Let's talk Wasteland 3. Their newest DLC introduces us to a new cult. The Cult of the Holy Detonation.
The holy detonation is life. Deep within Cheyenne Mountain, we've changed.
devolved into the mutations you see before you. Set on a righteous path. The holy detonation's life-giving glow should be shared with everyone. May the light of the holy detonation purify you. Join us, Rangers.
Okay. Played day 1.
With new patches, bug fixes, and added features, like a fine wine, Wasteland 3 just gets better with age. To really savor the game's bouquet, we're talking with inXile game director David Rogers. David, thank you for joining us.
I'm super stoked to be here, thanks.
So in the trailer, we saw that the DLC is coming out on October 5th, but we know, inXile Wasteland 3, you guys have been working on this for a very long time. So can you kind of talk about that journey?
Yeah, our dev team has been working nonstop, full tilt, trying added features, we've balanced, we've listened to the community, we've fixed bugs, added stability, and I really think that the version that we have now is the app.
Well, congratulations on everything that you've been doing with Wasteland 3. Now, this DLC is called The Cult. What's going to go into this DLC? Right. What should we be excited about?
Right, so you've heard of...
Was this?
Very complex, buried deep in the heart of Cheyenne Mountain in the middle of Colorado. It's designed to outlast a nuclear winter. Yeah. And so when you hit level 16, an old friend calls you and says, hey, I need your help securing this secret military base and all the secrets within. And as soon as you get there, you find 2 warring cults battling over supremacy, trying to take control of the Holy Detonation, which is this pre-war science experiment that they worship as a god. Yeah. And, these cultists are insane, they're mutated, they've gone totally mad, and all they want to do is share the holy radiation with you and your entire ranger team. How generous.
Yeah, that sounds a lot cooler than some of the cults I may have joined in the past, but this is typical Wasteland fashion. We're really going to be able to get in there and mix it up, right?
Right. So you and your ranger team insert yourself right smack dab in the middle of their holy war, which, what could go wrong? Yeah. And this is a Wasteland game, so you decide everything. Choice and consequence is our bread and butter. And so you decide the Holy Detonation, Cheyenne Mountain, and ultimately all of Colorado. This is
Steel Town, right? Yeah. You had giant robots and things like that. So, what are you going to do to actually top something like that from the last expansion?
Right, so we wanted of Wasteland 3, and so we built this as a Wasteland-style dungeon crawl. And in there, you find this awesome mix of mystery, exploration. You're meeting these crazy cultists who have been locked in this pre-war time capsule, and some of the raddest boss battles we have ever been able to build in a Wasteland game.
That's awesome. I want to get back to the crazy cultists, but talk to me about these big boss battles. I want to hear more about that.
Right. So we took the best parts of Wasteland combat and we breathed new life into it with objective-based combat, which are basically super rad boss battles. It's no longer you're huddling in a corner, throwing down turrets, just going on murderous rampages. It's not about killing, it's about getting the job done. And so now, combat doesn't end until the mission is over. We send you on proper combat missions. You're in there, breaking into prisons, rescuing POWs. You're disrupting these high-tech cultist rituals. You are splitting your fire team and coordinating like you never have had to before. Everyone on your team has a job, and I really think this is going to take old players who know their ranger team like the back of their hands, and it's going to make them scratch their head and really have to rethink how they go about combat and making it new, exciting, and straight-up murder combat.
Now, Wasteland has characters we can expect in some of the story encounters we'll see.
Just let them be creative and fun and silly. inXile's modus operandi is if we're brainstorming and something makes us laugh, we just put it in the game. That's just how we do it. We pick up the pieces afterwards because we want to make something that entertains us, and then we know if we're having fun, our fans are going to have fun along with us. And so we got to explore really letting you get deep into this weird radiation cult and let you interact with them and talk with them and tell stories and maybe even join them. And so for instance, one of the characters you meet, one of the first cultists you meet, is this slathering beast. He's got claws and fangs and spikes jutting out, and he's drooling, but he's the nicest guy in Cheyenne Mountain. You meet him and he's hey guys, you should and lets you meet the whole cult. And another one of my favorites is the Proteus. He's what you get if you took like 20 cultists and you like melted them into a big pile, kind of like I would do this with like a magnifying glass. I would like melt like army guys and like GI Joes into a big pile, and he's wet and sloppy and gross, and he's man. And getting to build like this totally out there wild extreme character was a ton of fun to write for. It's a ton of fun to like explore like what makes this cult tick. And he's an absolute
komm,
devolved
es gibt ja nicht
cultist,
Sprech. Guck mal, das ist
kill
zu
me
viel.
knife between sort of like dark and serious and like goofy and funny, which is a line mistake, but you know.
Been working on Wasteland 3 for a while. There's already, man, I want to get into Wasteland.
Like Wasteland is, and so Cult of the Holy Detonation, Wasteland 3, just download them.
Now, to kind of recap this a little bit, we've talked about, you know, spewing pus bags and these weird characters and the cult. But please remind
comes out on Cult of the Holy
Detonation. In the 3 years since its launch, Sea of Thieves has played host to some incredible crossovers, including unique ship sets inspired by games like Battletoads, State of Decay, Halo, and more. Today, we're excited to announce a brand new special event that will award players an all-new ship as a part of the latest wild crossover heading to Sea of Thieves. Better yet, this event begins tomorrow. So get ready to make some mayhem, and let's get our first look at this very special ship.
Sea of Thieves. Gibt ein DC, oder? War schon nie gezockt. Weil ich keine Freunde habe, deswegen. Jetzt ist es raus. Borderlands.
Guten Tag, everyone. Really cool to be a part of this all-digital Gamescom event. And we were thinking, what's the best way to kind of celebrate Gamescom and to be a part of this as Sea of Thieves? And so we're really excited to reveal that we're bringing the Mayhem ship set that you've just seen, a really, really cool ship that's inspired by Borderlands, into Sea of Thieves. And we're giving all of our players a chance to earn it during kind of the Gamescom time period. So it's been really cool to work with the Borderlands team to bring this ship to life, and giving all of our players the chance to earn it as part of this live event that we've cunningly titled Mayhem. You might notice the link. So you can probably guess the kind of activities that are involved, but if you head to Larina at any of the outposts in the Sea of Thieves world, she'll be able to fill you in on the details of what you need to go do to earn the ship set. So we hope everybody gets a chance to take part in this awesome time-limited event. So it starts today, and it runs through to September the 7th. Okay. So that's the time period you've got to get your hands on the Mayhem ship set. And I think that's it from me.
September.
So, as always, I will see you on the seas.
Okay. Was ist das denn?
Hope. It's always been a dangerous world in Trumbull Valley.
Dein Leid?
But now, it's hope that brings us back together.
Wer ist anderes? Ach, wie heißt es
It
noch?
reunites old friends.
State of Decay?
New bonds. And in the face of a growing threat, hope is the greatest weapon we have.
Naja, es ist Horror, ne? Wie viele Zombie-Spiele einfach draußen sind. Okay, ich habe momentan Days Gone. Okay, ist ein bisschen älter, ne? Aber okay, die PC-Version kam halt. Die ist hier raus. Und danach Resident Evil Village. Ist ja auch ein Zombie-Spiel. State of Decay 2 halt.
Welcome back
Homecoming.
to Trumbull Valley.
Das ist ein DLC. Das Hauptspiel ist schon draußen, meine ich, oder? Weiß ich gar nicht. Dein Leid. 2
Just like zombies
kommt
themselves,
Dezember,
it seems
ne?
everything old is new again in State of Decay
Und
2.
eigentlich
And we have a guest to walk us through this
Oh.
Undead update. Please join me in welcoming Undead Labs Director of Communications, Wanda
So,
Russell.
solche Gespräche hätte ich echt, guck mal, wie lange sprechen die jetzt?
Talk about the
Also
homecoming
es sind
update
Kurzgespräche,
releasing on
dann ist
September
es
1st. We are very
in Ordnung,
excited to
aber-
get this into players' hands.
You are indeed. So let's talk about the homecoming update. Obviously, we are coming back to Trump.
Ich überspringe das mal.
All this awaits in Strayblade.
Strayblade? Okay. Sag mir jetzt nicht so viel.
In Strayblade, you discover the mystical lost valley of Akria, a world which ranges from overgrown temple ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. A game world that changes based on your victories and plenty of dudes to stab in blade-to-blade combat. If that weren't enough, you even get a fuzzy little pal to help you out. Between the epic fights and this small guy, there's clearly a lot going on here. So let's hear more from Point Blank Games about Strayblade.
Hello everybody, I'm Leonard Kausch, Game Director at Point Blank Games, and today I will show you Strayblade.
Deutsch? Deutsches Studio?
Strayblade is an action RPG where you play a rogue adventurer who is exploring the ancient valley of Akria with his companion, a witty wolf named Boji. Unveil the history of the Forgotten Valley, master the powers of the 3 Akrian metals to restore balance to this war-torn land.
That is the how, as well as the why.
Combat and exploration are the 2 key elements of our game. Let's dive into the combat first. Our combat system merges strategic anticipation of enemy attacks with split-second blade-to-blade reactions. It is the high noon of skill-based melee weapon combat. To achieve that, we put our hearts into creating fluid, well-readable animations and epic cinematic finishers. You can choose from multiple weapon categories that can be combined to fit your playstyle. Now, let's take a look at the exploration. Akria's colorful world ranges from overgrown city ruins to frozen caves and winding canyons. Together with your companion, explore the deepest corners of an ever-changing world bristling with adventure. Every discovery holds treasure. Find rare materials, recipes, weapons, lore pieces, and beautiful places. Change is part of your journey, where every victory impacts the world around you. When you die, time keeps moving forward. Enemy skills stay dead, new foes invade camps that you weakened, and when Boji revives you, only one thing is certain. The change you brought shapes what now awaits you. And of course, get ready for epic boss
Zu
fights.
Let's Plays, ne? Es kommt jetzt bis zum
We hope you enjoyed the first look at
Freitag kein
Strayblade,
Let's
which will be
Play.
out next year. And keep an eye on our social media
Ist
channels for more
heute,
information.
morgen kommen keine Let's Plays, nur Streams von den Events.
Next up, one of the most unique games finally comes to
Am
Xbox.
Freitag
Yeah,
gegen
unique.
19 Uhr
As
kommt
in,
wieder.
my evil twin murdered 4 of my husbands because they secretly are in love with me. Unique.
In case that didn't tip you off, we're talking about Crusader Kings 3, the medieval grand strategy and role-playing game that has you trying to defend your royal line from those that would conquer your kingdom, and evil twins apparently.
Yeah. It's coming to Xbox as an adaptation, not a direct port, meaning that the UI and controls have been refined to bring that grand strategy experience to a controller.
Not to mention bringing the grand strategy experience to my comfy living room couch.
We'll all be ruling from our throne room soon enough. Check out Crusader Kings 3, now coming to Xbox consoles.
Geht jetzt, du willst du die Datei löschen, klickst mal auf Verknüpfen, erstellen. Oh, da hast du doppelt dann drauf.
Father sought his glorious revenge and failed. He never understood that the greatest wars are won with weddings, not warriors. With daggers, not swords. small-minded measure success across the span of a single life. The real game is played across generations. You see, real strategy requires cunning.
Crusader Kings 3 is wild. You really haven't lived until you've made an 8-year-old the King of England.
Well, it's nice to have hobbies. We've all gotten into some weird stuff this past year.
Weird like diving into people's brains and exploring their mental universes projected into a psychedelic 60s wonderland kind of weird?
Exactly that kind of weird, which means I am so excited for PsychoNauts to finally get a sequel. It has been so long.
There really is something special about PsychoNauts, isn't it?
There really is indeed. Now, think about this. 2005, when PsychoNauts originally came out, was a different time for gaming. Most of the biggest games that year, we're talking Resident Evil 4, Battlefield 2, Call of Duty 2. They were great games, for sure. But they were all big, beefy shooter games.
Ich habe nicht so die Hoffnung,
Meanwhile,
aber
PsychoNauts had humor,
morgen
whimsy, and
vielleicht.
surprisingly heartfelt moments. It was an oasis of color and humanity
Ob in
in an
Nightlife könnte
era
das werden.
when games were increasingly turning grimy, dark, and combative.
Not to mention having some deceptively deep character moments.
That's why the original is considered a cult classic.
It has been a long time coming, and it is finally here. Enjoy this long-awaited launch trailer for PsychoNauts
2.
Well,
Hat ausgekattet.
With psychic powers, he dives into your mind.
My name is Raz, and
Das
I'm
ist so dieses
the
Drogenspiel,
real
ne?
intern. And today is my first day on the job.
Get ready, Rasputin.
Das völlige kranke Game.
Did you forget everything I taught you about levitation, Rasputin?
I'm not supposed to check out equipment to interns.
You did what? Can't we just...
No. Quit picking on the new kid. We were all new once, in case you forgot.
I've got eyes on the target. And I've got eyes on me.
All I see is another unruly peasant.
Oh boy.
When men do misfire, turn the world on its side. Only one man can save us. Mind reader.
It wouldn't be the first time the Psychonauts underestimated Maligula's power.
Leave it to me.
Mhm.
Well, it's clear I could not be more excited for PsychoNauts 2 because I gotta be honest, me and that original game, we got some beef that needs settling. If you know, you know. The meat circus level, it is infamous, it is brutal, it is difficult to say the least. It's the final level of the original game that came out, and I cannot believe I'm doing the math on this one. 16 years ago, Tim Schafer and Lizette Teatree Montgomery. I am definitely dating myself, but you all welcome from Double Fine Productions. Thank you so much for being here. Tim, can you believe it has been 16 years? I almost said 19 years.
Yeah, it feels like only yesterday, but it kind of was for Raz because the story picks up right where the first game. I love it here, Double, which also has like
Put it on the idea game, right? So games and my
is different. The color of the sky section, and so there's a ton of variety. Coming up with new levels for the second game was really fun to do.
Well, I loved it from the first game, certainly. Let's talk a little bit about how that kind of concept expresses itself in the game world. I mean, PsychoNauts 2 has got it all over the place, I'm sure.
Unique levels from the first game, and the unique style as well also bring in new levels and enemies.
Now, of course, it wouldn't be something if it doesn't mean basically is that we're finally able to slap COVID anxiety in the face.
Well, I don't know if you get to slap anxiety in your face, but you definitely get to slap some panic attacks, and COVID definitely caused a lot of those. Sensors are our favorites, and they are definitely here. There's our lovely sensor. Also, some regrets, some flying regrets. There are a ranged enemy, and they definitely are challenging. Our doubts are our slow, sticky melee enemy. You're also seeing our enabler here. He is our battle and fight with feelings that you have to fight.
Now, for those who haven't played the original, available now on Xbox Game Pass, by the way, wink. Tim, why is Raz so good at rummaging through
skills? One being the acrobatic skills he learned growing up in the circus. He can balance on tightrope, interesting places. He can use telekinesis and pyrokinesis. He has these powers, the ability to mentally connect thoughts together, and he can connect two thoughts and actually connect two thoughts together to solve puzzles and to navigate in this game. He has the power of time bubble, which is just change and slow down how things are moving by changing people's perception of time. And he also has the power of projection, which allows him to pull an archetype, a personality, out of his unconscious mind and bring it into the world that he's in, like a companion in battle or in puzzle solving.
But let's talk about the story for a second, because as the original Psychonauts, we saw Raz training to be part of an organization, and now perhaps he's part of a whole organization at this point. And are there other brain agents, other Psychonauts out there that maybe grew up in a completely different circus?
Yeah, we have a lot of new characters in this game.
We do. We have a lot of new characters in this game. As soon as Raz arrives on that turns down at the bottom.
Summer camp. He's wearing family. He's the awkward middle child, psychic, and so a lot of Psychonauts.
You, of course, will already revenge.
And play Psychonauts 2.
Tim from Double Fine, thank you.
Thank you so much.
It's about the newest game in the fan favorite franchise in our Xbox Play stream tomorrow. But first, we're going from cleaning out mental cobwebs to cleaning up alien planets in this supremely satisfying 4K 60 trailer for The Gunk.
SteamWorld.
I don't like this weather. I'm pretty sure the ship's insurance won't cover alien storm damage. You have to be careful out there.
The Gunk's eating everything here. This planet is literally a paradise when the Gunk's gone.
Mhm. Ja, sah interessant aus.
We have talked about so many incredible games today, and it's hard to pick a favorite, but let me just say, it is so cool that State of Decay 2 is expanding Trumbull Valley. Come on! And hey, you know what? Great job on that Flight Sim interview.
Oh, thank you. I mean, talking to Jorg is always a blast, and Flight Sim is such a special game to me because, I mean, it's literally letting me travel the world. But I was staring daggers of jealousy watching you talk to Tim and Lizette over at Double Fine.
Well, I will say this, I understand, but you got to play PsychoNauts 2 already, so I don't even want to hear it.
That's true, but it's not the same as talking to the creators. Just trust me when I tell you, be excited for PsychoNauts 2.
I will say this as well, I am excited to see even more of PsychoNauts 2 on our Xbox Plays streams.
Yes, don't forget, Xbox Plays will recap all the week's news throughout the week at twitch.tv/Xbox, so make sure to check that out. Before Kate and I let Playground Games take the wheel, let me just say that it has been our distinct pleasure to chat games and nerd out with everyone today.
Oh, it's hands down the best part of the job, for sure.
But we're far from done here.
To all of, to November, of course,
where
.tv/Xbox
Forza
for the full
Horizon 5.
vroom vroom experience. And if you're already
Bist du
watching on
bereit?
Twitch or one of the Forza channels,
starting with so players can have it.
Oh, was jetzt? Oh, neue Controllerfarbe. Sind die Flecken dabei, oder? Sieht stylisch aus. So golden, pink, blau. Ja, betreibt doch mal. Für das Rennauto, ja. Das Durchsichtige hat auch was Retro-mäßiges. Hat schon mal beim Gameboy immer. Das Durchsichtige. Das ist cool. Das ist nice.
Charlie here, and I'm at Playground Games with
ay,
Forza
ay.
Horizon creative director Mike Brown and Forza Horizon art director Don Arcetta. Hello, everybody.
Die hat den Controller geschnüffelt.
Hey, Charlie.
Hello.
How cool is this?
That is stunning. Look at that. Well, we obviously just saw a really cool video about it, and I'll be the first to say there is an amazing influence of Mexican car culture and music literally displayed
Du hast
right
Farbe
across the
am
front, isn't that
Controller.
right?
Absolutely. It just feels like it's a part of the Horizon Festival, like it's just dropped out of the game into your lap.
Absolutely.
Absolutely love it.
And there's so much we do want to show the fans, and it's been quite difficult to decide where to start. So can you maybe tell us a bit more about the game, Mike?
Sure, yeah. So Forza Horizon 5 is bringing the Horizon Festival's unique brand of fun and freedom to beautiful and vibrant Mexico. Players are going to set out across the largest, most diverse open world we've ever built in hundreds of the world's most beautiful and exciting cars.
Yeah, and people think that Mexico is just a desert or a beach, but there's so much more to it, isn't there?
That's right. Even though it does have pretty awesome beaches and a number of amazing deserts, it also has vast canyons, hidden temples, awesome, beautiful historic cities, and even a towering snow-capped volcano, the highest point we've ever had in a Horizon game.
So you've talked about how Forza Horizon 5 showcases powerful, all-new graphical features, but what more can you tell us about that?
So yeah, our Mexican HDR sky captures really illuminate the world to the point where you feel like you're really there. And thanks to the Xbox Series X and S, ray tracing is utilized in Forza Vista to really make our cars look more true to real life. You'll encounter the smallest of details as you travel throughout the world, all rendered in striking realism.
Oh, that's such an exciting overview. I cannot wait. And next up is something we know that Forza Horizon fans have definitely been waiting for the most. Mike, what exactly is that?
Yeah, that's right. We are about to reveal the cover of Forza Horizon 5, featuring the incredible Mercedes AMG 1 and the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands. Should we take a look?
Let's do it, yeah.
Okay. Gameplay zu Forza Horizon 5. Schöne AMG. Der Bronco. Badlands. Der Mercedes. Ne, ist kein Mercedes, ne? Ich kenne mich nur in Automarken aus. Ramm den! Ach Mann. Das ist der Mercedes, oder? Das ist ein Mercedes-Stern. Ich gucke grad. Bevor ich schon was falsch.
Now, those are two very different ways to explore Mexico. So what I want to know is why
Ja,
those
ist
two cars were
Mercedes.
chosen
Ha,
and
komm
what
ich doch
players can
nicht.
expect when they get behind the wheel.
Yeah, so those differences are exactly why we chose them. The Mercedes AMG 1 marks the first time a car features Formula One hybrid technology almost one-to-one from track to the street. And with the 2021 Ford Bronco Badlands, that's primed for rugged off-roading across Mexico's vast terrain.
And I'm certain people can't wait to see more of what these cars can do in the game, so I don't think we should keep them waiting any longer. Mike, can you tell us about what we're about to see next?
Yes, so in a few moments' time, we'll be kicking off a Forza Horizon 5 Let's Go stream, and everybody should check that out for a big deep dive into loads of new content and features from Forza Horizon. Both the Mercedes fashion, beautiful Mexican skies, all the way.
Okay, also wir gucken mal. Gucken wir mal rein. Der Bronco. Okay, ich drück mal. Jetzt kommen wieder meine Skills. Pass auf. Für Leute, die gerade eingeschaltet haben, wir spielen heute Forza Horizon 5, noch vor es rausgekommen ist. Drop it like it's hot, okay. Fahren wir mal. Aufpassen, rechts ist Lava. Ah, Mexiko. Ja. Was ist denn der jetzt in die Kamera eingeblendet? Was soll das? Wer ist der Typ? Ich kenne ihn gar nicht. Ja, da sind wir wieder. Da kommt da so ein Typ eingeblendet. Das ist sehr komisch gemacht. Oh, Spiegel geleckt. Ja, pass auf, der rechts. Den habe ich jetzt, pass auf. Okay, folge ich dem mal. Muss rechtes sein. Alles klar, aua, Junge. So, runter. Schöne Dünen hier. Bam, überholt. Oh, nein, yeah. Nice. Einfach ja überholt. Geil, oder? Muss ich gerade konzentrieren. Alles klar, ich wusste direkt, dass ich da durch muss, weil war kein anderer Weg zu sehen. Noch Zwischensequenz. Und jetzt? Achso, ja. Okay. Ja, warum nicht? Ach du Heilige. So, das Auto. Auf der Fallschirm fliegen. Ah, wir spielen jetzt damit. Ach krass. Wie geil ist das denn? Da ist jetzt der Typ da eingeblendet. Hallo, geh mal weg da. Hallo. Lenkst mich gerade ab. Ah, mein Bruder. Der wollte sich hier einmischen. Ja. Ich durfte das vorab spielen. Hab die Version schon. Und spiele gerade Forza Horizon 5. Oh, aber gute Porsche. Ey, wir haben einen Sandsturm da. Uiuiui. Das sieht aber schon cool aus, oder? Das gleiche reicht. Ab durch den Sandsturm. Einmal hier durch. Oh. Ach, scheiß Spiel leckt wieder. Okay, Zwischensequenz. Läuft doch. Easy going. GG. Oh, nächstes Auto. Was kommt jetzt? Ach du Scheiße, im Wald. Gute Porsche. Ey, was macht der Typ da wieder? Das ist der Bruder von meinem Bruder. Alles klar. Haben wir keine Kollegen hier? So. Ich würde gerne rammen, den Kollegen. Ach, scheiße, ey. Ach, ich war schon abgeschmiert. So. Durch die ganze Stadt hier. Viva Colonia. Ach du Heil, wo kommt der her? So, du willst rammen. Déjà-vu. Ah, okay, jetzt geht's hier lang. Ich muss mal ins Navi unten gucken, links. Okay, was passiert jetzt? Stabile Autos. Ja, einmal hier rum. Wir sind gleich da. Seht ihr den Punkt da? Da ist Ziel. So. Was ist gleich da? Da sind wir. Oh, 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 schön. Genau solche Sequenzen kommt. Okay. Highway to Horizon. California. Oh, was kommt jetzt? Final? Ah, okay. Okay. Wenig. Jetzt kommt der gute Mercedes. Bam, 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 bam.
And on the final leg, we have the stunning Mercedes AMG 1 at full speed across Mexico's sun-baked rocky coast.
Und dazu nichts mehr. So. Wird da noch sowas eingeblendet? Achso, das ist. Hier findet mein Stream. Da könnt ihr mich anschauen. Mal gute Einblendung. Oh, nice. Also wie schnell geht das? So. Bisschen Tacho, okay. War eine Kurve. Scheiße! Genau in der Kurve. Den kriegen wir noch. Ach, da sind zwei, warte mal. Den einen ramme ich. Pass auf. Ah. Aber das den ramme ich noch. So, warte. Den ramme ich aber. Pass auf. So. Ah, der will mich rammen, der Pisser. Ich traue mich nicht zu rammen, deswegen. Oh, 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 wir sind gleich da. Oh, 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 wir überholen alle, so. Macht nix. So, der gute Armee ist da. Wunderbar, haben wir durchgespielt. Ja, und was wir morgen schauen an Spielen, Games, werden wir dann sehen. Leider hat das Spiel keine Quells. Ich würde sagen, das war's dann. Wir sehen uns dann morgen bei anderen Games. Haut rein. So, wie hat es euch gefallen? Sage ich dann auf YouTube. Nein, Quatsch. Ist ja noch Spaß. Ja, wir sehen uns dann wirklich morgen bei dem nächsten Stream. Ich bin morgen, lass mich nicht lügen, um 6:50 da. Haut so lange rein. Wir sehen uns dann dort beim Bethesda Stream. Ach Quatsch. Quatsch. Ich bin hier voll durcheinander. Wir sehen uns um 20 Uhr bei der Opening Night Live Show. Also haut rein.